Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video game type video. This is a tier list, really. We'll be doing a couple of tier lists this year. Not this, we'll be doing two tier lists this year. We'll be doing this one, the 2022-2023 video game tier list, which is only video games that I have recorded on my channel throughout most of its history. Well, I'm not going all the way back to 2016 when I originally was recording videos. We don't want to talk about those times. Maybe one of these days I'll share them to the public again, but we're not we're not bringing up those ones, man. I was like 13, 14 when I made those videos. I'm 20 years old now. But and I'm freaking what I used to do was just record on my PS4 and then go to my mom's computer and upload them. Now I have a whole PC set up myself with recordings that I do off the PC from the PS5. Yeah, now it's a completely different setup and everything works so wonderfully now. But yeah, we're talking about the games that I started playing when I started this channel from 2022, it was around September-ish. Well, it wasn't. It was kind of in the August area because I started doing streams first, and I streamed Lego Star Wars up until about God of War Ragnarok was when I stopped doing streaming, and then I ended up doing from halfway through God of War Ragnarok all the way till now. I've just done recordings, except for Starfield and Lethal Company. I had some streams on those. Those aren't up anymore. Those are only streams that were just kind of there if you were there, and they weren't, there. I did two streams in Starfield. I did a Lethal Company stream that unfortunately, I didn't want to move you, that unfortunately didn't have audio, which kind of sucked. Because yeah, we'll be doing more Lethal Company streams in the future, definitely 100%. I love that game. It's very fun. We'll be doing a lot more streams on a bunch of other games that are going to be coming out. A bunch more multiplayer games we're going to be streaming, me and my buddies. Unless there's like a story type multiplayer game, then me and my buddy are probably going to record that over, stream it. But yeah, these are all the video games that I have played since I restarted my channel in about August, September of 2022, all the way till now, which today is December 26th of 2023, going into December 27th is when this is going to be uploaded. You can't see the time, I suppose, because it cuts it out. It's right here on my screen, but obviously, it's a computer, what would you expect? But this is just me kind of going through all of this. I made this myself. This is for my YouTube channel, Logan PN. I will share the link in the description if you want to throw some of these games into a tier list of your own, or you can obviously add more games if you want to add more. I believe you guys can. I'm not sure if it's a thing that maybe only I can do. I don't really know. Not my problem. Sorry. But we're going to start off here with kind of the rules of what I'm debating these on. Did I enjoy the game? Did I have fun while recording the game? How good was the story, the gameplay? Graphics, I'm not going to be too picky on, unless you make characters look like complete idiots. Then I might be a little more picky. Well, that's kind of game design. But, I'm not really too picky on graphics as long as I enjoy the game. I mean, some games, they purposely have worser graphics. I mean, there's indie games that, they have the VHS type things. I'm not going to be playing many of those on my channel. Maybe in the future, we'll see what happens. But this is more, I'm not going to hit anything off graphics base, because people, a lot of people were shitting on the graphics of Forspoken, and I was like, I didn't really mind Forspoken that much. I don't think it's going to get an A or a B or an S, but yeah, S's are kind of going to be like the games of the year type games, the games that I enjoyed the most, games that I would sit down and record multiple episodes in a day. Like, for recently, God of War Ragnarok, I recorded a lot of those. Because the first half of it I was streaming, the last 2-3 episodes I recorded, and I recorded all of them on the singular day. But God of War Ragnarok Valhalla, the DLC to God of War Ragnarok, I recorded one a day because I really didn't enjoy the roguelike style of it. Or for the Callisto Protocol, I actually took a long break in between episodes for that because mentally I wasn't in the right space. And then for AEW Fight Forever, I wasn't enjoying it. But games like Final Fantasy 16, I was recording video after video. Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, games like that, I was just recording video after video all in the same day. those are the type of games that are going to end up probably being an S. So I kind of just spoiler alert there. But also we're gonna, obviously we're gonna value them. Like, was this worth the money I paid, or was it not? Because some of these games I paid the $40 for The Devil in Me. Not a terribly long game, but I think it was worth $40. $40 for Fort Solis, not a terribly long game, but I thought it was worth $40. But for like Spider-Man, Starfield, Alan Wake 2, I all thought were $70, or all I thought were worth it. Lethal Company was like $10, so I can't even shit on that one. God of War Ragnarok Valhalla was free. Echoes of the Fallen was like $10. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Apologies about that. Anyway, for like Avatar and Modern Warfare 3 is definitely going to be low on the list. I paid $70 for these, and they definitely weren't worth it. But we're going to start off the list here. Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. Now, this one, you can't find these on my YouTube anymore. Can't find them on my Twitch. My Twitch is deleted. I don't have a Twitch anymore, so there you go. I originally streamed these all on Twitch, and I re-upload them on YouTube. Well, Star Wars, Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. I have those videos uploaded, but they are privated. They're not up on my YouTube anymore. I'm gonna keep them there for now. They were just kind of, at first when I started, I was just gonna upload them to YouTube just to kind of have them there and have the entire stream, because I lost, you lose them on what the fuck the thing is called, Twitch. But Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, was really fun. It really brought back a lot of great memories, but it also kind of ruined the nostalgia for it. I really liked the game, and I know it sold really well. But to me, I'm playing Lego Star Wars the complete saga again, so episodes 1 through 6. And I'm just like, dude, this feels so much better. And I just wish it was more kind of like the original, Lego Star Wars, going back to their roots while still having, updated graphics with the voices and everything. They don't need to be doing. I'm 100% okay with the voices. I prefer the voices any day over the little fucking moans and shit that they do. But Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens, I liked it. My only problem was, as I said, it just didn't give me that nostalgia feel like I feel like it should have. And my thing about Lego games nowadays is that they're just not the same as they used to be, and they're just not as fun as they used to be. I still enjoyed the Skywalker Saga over the other current Lego games, like Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 was complete dog shit. But this one was really fun. They put a lot of effort into this one. I was quite happy with it. So I'm going to put it around B. I don't think it's going to get any higher than a B. I enjoyed the game, but I spent money hoping to get that nostalgia feel, and I really didn't. But I did enjoy it. I do think I got my money's worth of the game. I think it was $70, but it's a very long game, so it's like, and I spent, a long time playing it. So next we got the Cory. I don't remember much about the Cory currently. I know that was about $40. Definitely wasn't bad. I know I enjoyed it. I like the story. I don't think it tops. It definitely doesn't top. What's the one? The one that kind of defined these type of pick your choice horror games. Until Dawn. I mean, it didn't live up to that, but the Cory was pretty good. It was by the same creators of Until Dawn, I believe. And I thought the story was really fun. I haven't gone back and played it since then. I want to go back and play a lot of these games again. I just haven't done that as of recently. Eventually I will, though, so I'll get back into those. I know there's a lot of them that I want to replay. Madden 23, I'm never jumping back in again. I mean, why would I play the new one or the old one when the new one's out, The Cory was a fun one. It was worth. I think it was worth $40, but I don't think I can get it higher than a B. It was a good game, but it just wasn't all that. Didn't live up to Until Dawn, which I can't really base that off that. I really don't like doing that. But to me, like, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like I recorded, or I guess I streamed them, so I can't really say that, but I wouldn't have recorded it, every single video in that one day. Uh, Autobahn Police Simulator. This game was kind of lame, kind of boring. I enjoyed it a little bit, but it just didn't feel like it lived up to other police simulators, and I don't know. It wasn't really that good to me. I kind of ended up stopping record streams on it because I was not having fun with it. I wasn't enjoying it, and there wasn't really a story to it. And I think this one was another. It was a $40 or $60 game. I can't remember. I can obviously look up the prices, but to me it just didn't. Hold on, I could fucking look this up. Police Simulator 3 release price. It was $29.99, so it was only $30. So it wasn't terrible, but I really didn't enjoy it. So $30 isn't terrible. I like to put it in B, but I think I'm gonna slap it in C. I really didn't have that much fun. I just felt like I wish it would have been more. It was also UK based, I believe, so it wasn't actually in America, but it was still a little bit of fun, and it just kind of got pretty old fast. Now, Stray, this was a fun one. This ended up winning Indie Game of the Year in 2022. I can't believe I don't have a single game here that won Game of the Year, which is crazy. I don't like Elden Ring. I don't like those type of games that are kind of hard, that are kind of, are going to end up pissing me off. I don't really like to play those type of games. So, to me, it was just kind of, same with I'm not really same with Baldur's Gate. But Baldur's Gate 3, I just look at the gameplay stuff and it doesn't intrigue me like some of these other games. I'm more of a story guy at the end of the day. I do enjoy good gameplay, but there's some gameplay things that I watch that are just kind of like, not really my thing. I don't think because if there's still got to be good gameplay that I enjoy if I'm going to end up enjoying the story. It's kind of how video games work. But Stray was a real fun one. You played as a cat, went around. It was like $40, I believe, at release. So definitely was worth it. I enjoyed every second of the game. I thought the story was really good. Left you asking a couple of questions at the end of what happened. I'd love to see if they kind of release something else that's in the same universe that kind of tells you what the hell happened. So, but I enjoyed the game. The game was really fun. I would have recorded all 4 episodes in the same night, but we're going to slap it in A, because I really enjoyed it as an indie game. It was really fun, and yeah, that's about as high as it's going to go. Madden 23, we did a lot of rebuilds on it, obviously. Oh. I didn't know what that was. That was weird. Madden 23, I enjoyed Madden 23 a little more when we're talking about gameplay and playing on the field, not doing rebuilds. I enjoyed playing Madden 23 a lot more than I'm enjoying playing Madden 24 right now. I think Madden 24 ends up being a little more harder at the same difficulty that I'm playing in Madden 23, which is like all pro, like whatever, simulation, I believe. I don't know, I haven't played Madden 24 very much. And it just, oh man, it just felt so much harder, and it felt like it pissed. Like I want my games to be competitive, but I didn't. I still wanted to have fun while playing it, and it just kind of annoyed the fuck out of me with all the different shitty bugs and catches that the freaking CPU can make that I couldn't make. I just thought Madden 24 drove me nuts. But Madden 23, I enjoyed playing a lot. The rebuilds, I also enjoyed getting into the rebuilds and all that. I did a couple rebuilds of my own, and really liked Madden 23. I think I'm going to put Madden 23 in the B. It's going to end up being behind all of them. It was obviously $70. I've got more of my money's worth out of all of these Madden games because I played them quite a bit because I'm a big football fan. But I'm going to keep Madden 23 in the back of B. I don't think it's going to move forward at all in any place. Saints Row. I think this was $60. I don't think it was actually $70. It might have been $70. I think I might have also bought the deluxe edition because I was just like, fuck, I love release date. I love release. I'm sorry. I'm fucking dumbass looking it up. I loved Saints Row. I love the original ones. So when released, fucking 2022 release price, damn it. Not the original one. What was I saying? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was like $60 or $70. I don't know. Still pretty expensive. I know games are really expensive, but what do you expect when they're, It costs so much to make a game nowadays. But same with movies. People don't seem to understand that, like, oh, why are we giving in to and paying $70 for a game? I'm like, well, because they have to pay so much money to make the game. I mean, it's quite obvious. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. So these AAA games, these AAA developers, I should say, are going to end up spending more or asking for more. But Saints Row, it was okay story wise, but it didn't live up to the other ones, and it really just kind of annoyed me a little bit. And I enjoyed the story somewhat. I also thought it was a little too short. I thought it could have been longer. It could have been more in-depth dive into these characters, which it didn't really give me. I didn't really know why I was fighting them. Didn't really know why I had to kill them. They were all just whatever. I just started my own gang and bam, I feel like 1, 2, and 3 all kind of had a purpose when it came to taking them. I mean, fucking the Syndicate locked you in a plane and killed Johnny Gat. You're gonna take everything from them. This one, it's just kind of like, well, why am I fighting these guys? I mean, they run the town, sure, but great, we started our own gang. We're gonna take over. I guess. I mean, maybe that's what happens. I don't know. I live in the frickin' middle of nowhere. But Saints Row, at the end of the day, I didn't feel like it was worth $60. At the end of the day, it didn't live up to the hype of the other Saints Rows. So I was going to go and see. And as I still kind of enjoyed it somewhat, and me and my buddy have been playing it and kind of been having fun together, but it just doesn't live up to the hype. Modern Warfare 2, I like Modern Warfare 2's Warzone at first. I really enjoyed it, but I kind of get bored of Warzone quick. We've been playing Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, the DMZ type zombies, and we have really been enjoying those. So I think I might Modern Warfare 3. But let's talk about the campaign. That's what I recorded. Modern Warfare 2 campaign to me was far better than Modern Warfare 3's. Modern Warfare 3's was really short. I got it done in like 3 videos. Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty campaigns aren't, well, I wouldn't say they're normally short, because I feel like the previous original Black Ops and stuff had pretty long campaigns, but these ones were just kind of short. I enjoyed Modern Warfare 2's over Modern Warfare 3's. It kind of got hard for me to get into Modern Warfare 3. But I enjoyed it for the most part. I'm not going to go too in-depth on the stories into these games, just in case you're watching it and you want a kind of a recommendation of a game. I don't want to spoil the game for you, so we won't talk about in-depth and what happened during the game. But Modern Warfare 2, I enjoyed the campaign a lot more than the third one. I think I enjoyed number 1 a lot more, though. And I just feel like, it's basic past 2015 Call of Duties. They're all kind of not very great. I have maybe 2016, 2017 Call of Duties past that. I think I'll put this one at the bottom of... I think I'll put it at the top of C. I think I'll put Saints Row behind it. And, it's not worth buying the game if you're going to play the campaign alone. Obviously, I played a little more than the campaign. I played the multiplayer. I played other things, but I don't know. I just feel I kind of felt let down by it at the end of the day. God of War Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok, absolute banger of a game. My game of the year for 2022, God of War Ragnarok. Absolutely love the game. So much fun. I mean, the combat, the story was just phenomenal. And I thought it outdid the first one, which is crazy to me because the first one won Game of the Year, and which is crazy to me because it won Game of the Year over Red Dead Redemption, which at that time I would have gave Game of the Year to Red Dead Redemption. But now God of War Ragnarok, they told an incredible story. The boss fights were really fun. The story arcs of both Kratos and Loki or Atreus, just incredible. The stuff with Odin and Thor and all of them is just the fights with Thor. God, all of that was just so much fun. Enjoyed every second of it. God of War Ragnarok is going to be the first one on the S tier. Definitely worth the $70 I paid for it. And God, the game looked amazing. Character models looked amazing. Everything was just so much fun with God of War Ragnarok. And it was one that, if I didn't stream, it would have been recorded like all in one day. Not really, because the game was long, but it would have been recorded a lot. Dark Pictures Anthologies, The Devil in Me. I haven't played the other ones, so I can't really say if it lived up to the hype of the other ones. I know I said I was going to play them, but I haven't. But I enjoyed them, or I enjoyed this one nonetheless. To me, it was good. Obviously, does it live up to the hype of Until Dawn? Until Dawn was a phenomenal game. And I don't know if I could tell you that it was better than that, because Until Dawn was just beyond anything of its kind. I mean, it fucking set the pace, set the tone for games like that. The Devil in Me was a fun one. I enjoyed it. I think I'd put it above the Corey for me personally. Good story. Looked phenomenal. And yeah, I can't wait for the next Dark Pictures Anthology game. The Callisto Protocol, man, this game had some problems. The gameplay was frustrating, infuriating sometimes. The blocking system, I remember the blocking system just completely sucked. I hated it. The story was pretty decent. It took me a couple episodes, but then I eventually got into the story, and I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. And it ended on December 16th. I was like halfway through it, but I kind of just fell in a little bit of a depression. It was just kind of like sad. I didn't really want to record anything. So once January hit, I started recording it again, and I finished the game. It was okay. It didn't do it for me personally. Was it? I can't remember if it was. I want to say it was 40. I can look that up. The Callisto Protocol release price. Release price. There we go. Release price. It doesn't tell me the fucking release price. This is so dumb. It was $60. Oh, $70 on PS5. So, and $60 on PS4. So it was $70. Definitely was not worth the $70. The story was kind of fun. Some aspects of the gameplay was kind of fun. I thought the game actually looked really good. The graphics-wise, it was very, very somewhat realistic. You know, as realistic as a game like that can kind of get. So I enjoyed it, but also really kind of frustrated me. So it's going to kind of go at the back of C in front of Autobahn Police Simulator. Forspoken, I enjoyed Forspoken probably a lot more than other people. A lot of people didn't like the way it looked. The spell casting was really fun in my opinion. I thought the story was really fun too. I enjoyed it for the most part. Some aspects of the game I just feel like could have been better. I felt like everything was just kind of... I don't really... It's hard to kind of explain. I mean, it's also... I haven't played it since January. I've played the DLC in like June or whatever, but I haven't played it since like January, so I'm kind of not really in the loop of the game, if that makes sense to you. I enjoyed the story, as I said, and the gameplay, the spell casting was kind of fun. To me, it didn't live up to the $60, $70 price line, but it was a fun game nonetheless. I think I'm going to put it in the higher tier of C. I don't know if I want to put it in B. I don't think I can put it in B, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. WWE 2K23, My Rise, not anything else. The My Rise was fun. I felt like it could have used some more detailing. It could have used some more. I haven't played the female one yet, so a lot of people said the female one was better. But I enjoyed the story of it. It kind of felt like that anti-WWE type storyline, which is really cool. I guess people say that, you know, I guess it was kind of like some of the other My Careers and stuff like that. But it was kind of cool with a new name and just kind of felt more story-driven than the other ones to me. And I liked the first My Rise that 2K22 did. But this one kind of just felt more driven and at an ending goal. Which, I mean, 2K22 really felt like you didn't have an ending goal. You won the World Championship and then you can kind of keep going with just random feuds and stuff. But for 2K24's My Rise, I enjoyed it, and I've definitely got my money's worth out of 2K because I play it all the time. I enjoy playing wrestling games. To me, they're fun. Unless they're like 2K20, then that wasn't fun. The game was kind of bad. 2K24 is alright, though, in terms of gameplay. Where would I rank it? Obviously, for getting the game for my rides alone, it's not worth. It's not worth the $70. But do I want to throw it at the upper echelon of C? I think I'll throw it in the lower of B behind Madden 23. I enjoyed 2K23. It's not the best game that 2K has done, nor the best WWE professional wrestling game, but it was fun for me. I enjoyed 2K23. I thought 2K22 was a little bit better, but it was still fun nonetheless. Talking for long periods of times gets me a little jumbly in my words and gets my brain a little messed up, so sometimes it's kind of like I'm trying to think and keep thinking about what I'm talking about, and sometimes I just kind of lose it for a second. So you just gotta give me a second to get back on track. Dead Island 2. I played this with my buddy. We had a really fun time playing it. I really liked how it looked. I see a lot of criticizing on it, and I don't understand it. I didn't see a whole lot. It's doing it again. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's happening to me. It's like this entire half the screen becomes black, and it's just like, oh, it fixes itself. But I enjoyed Dead Island 2. I loved playing it with my buddy. We had a blast. I love the kind of the blood and gore system that they had going on. That was really cool. The game looked pretty good. To me, the combat and everything was very fun. The story was okay. It wasn't like the greatest thing in the world, but it was okay for the most part. I think I'll put it above the Quarry, but it's not going to pass the Devil in Me. To me, I enjoyed Dead Island 2. I thought it was worth the $70 that me and my friend paid to play it. And, yeah, we had a blast playing that, so. Star Wars Jedi Survivor was a really fun one. I enjoyed Jedi Survivor. The Star Wars lightsaber battles and shit in that game was so much fun. The boss battles and other things like that, just so much fun with that game. The gameplay-wise, as I said, absolutely incredible. It looked absolutely incredible. I just feel like when they talked about it being a lot more open world, and then we just kind of got the big planet to kind of explore, and then it just, everything else just kind of felt, every other place just kind of fell flat of that open world experience that we thought we were going to get. When they said, oh, you can travel to 3 different planets and it's open world. Well, you could travel to a couple planets in the first one, but they were just kind of a small level. You made it sound like it was going to be a kind of a bigger, each planet was going to be a bigger map with open world, but it only was just one that had kind of that open world to it. Still, very fun game. Enjoyed every second of playing it. Don't know if I can slap it in the S tier. I think I'm going to put it in A above Stray, because I really enjoyed it. I had a blast. It did not get nominated for Game of the Year, but it was a fun game nonetheless. Lord of the Rings Gollum, man, holy fuck. This game looked awful. The gameplay was awful. The story was kind of mid. I got into it a little bit, but not too much. Didn't really enjoy it as much. But I really don't know any really big positive things I can say about the game. Gollum looked like an idiot. The character models were all kind of dumb to me. The sneaking system was kind of good. I did enjoy the sneaking system a little bit. The climbing system and everything just felt so broken, and it just, oh man, it just, when I first saw the game, I was like, damn, this game looks kind of good, and then it just kind of fell flat completely. And this is going to be the first one in the D tier. Really not a fun game to me, but I guess if you enjoyed it, you enjoy it. I didn't really. Forspoken and Tonto We Trust. This, to me, was a lot better. This DLC was a lot better than the actual main game. I spent, it was probably like $6, $6 to $10, and we got a good 3-hour story out of it. Really fun. Enjoyed the heck out of it. The little 3-part story. To me, the story felt a lot better, and the gameplay just felt smoother with this DLC. And I liked it a lot more than Forspoken and Tonto We Trust. I don't think I'm going to put it above the Quarry, but I will put it in front of Madden 23 in B tier. Diablo 4, another really fun game. The story was absolutely incredible with that one. The visuals, when it kind of went into that cinematic mode, that shit was nuts. I got hyped every single time those came on the screen. In terms of gameplay, it's kind of like the other Diablo games. It's not my top favorite, but I did really enjoy the game. I thought I had an absolute blast playing it, and the story, the boss fights were fun, except for the few that I got kind of pissed at. If you want to go back and watch them, man. They're on the channel. I got really fucking frustrated with a few of these boss fights. And it was to a point where I was just debating. I think it during one of them, I actually ended up just kind of quitting the game and just kind of sitting down, watching some YouTube, calm myself down, and then got back into recording it. So I think that was that one boss fight, like 2 or 3 fights before, 2, 3, 4 fights before we fought Lilith. The Lilith fight kind of pissed me off at first, but I think the Lilith fight was more just kind of learning the motions and learning what she does, kind of like the God of War fucking Valkyrie fights. The Valkyrie fights fucking sucked. The first ones were fine, but then you got into the Valkyrie Queen. That shit sucked. Oh, I hated that. I guess I've never been more pissed off at a video game than I was there. But and you guys hear me get frustrated and get a little frustration in my voice, but and I get a lot of frustration and a little bit of anger in my voice. But I mean that I was getting pissed at that one. But Diablo 4 was fun. I think I'm going to put it in A tier, though. I don't think I can put it in S tier. My brother would probably have it in S tier, but to me, obviously not one of those games, not one of my personal favorites. It's going at the top of A tier, though, above Jedi Survivor, because I did enjoy the story a little more than that one. And I thought it was worth the $70 that I did pay for it. Final Fantasy 16. This is the best game I think I've played on the channel. I loved the story, the gameplay, the fights. They were so much fun. I got maybe a little frustrated here and there, but I never really got frustrated at the game. As I said, gameplay, the fighting with all those Aiken abilities were so much fun, man. Oh, and the story, dude, I was in it 100% of the time. I was recording video after video all day long. Enjoyed every second of it. Can't wait for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, because Final Fantasies, man, they just do such a good fucking job with those. And, unlike games like Forspoken, with Square Enix, sometimes when they try to get into some new IPs, they aren't the greatest, but Final Fantasy 16, every single Final Fantasy they've released has been bangers. I haven't played all of them. I played the original Final Fantasy 7, played a little bit of 10, a little bit of other ones too. Those ones were fun, but Final Fantasy 16, man, that was up with there with one of the best games I've ever played, not including nostalgia with the Saints Row. But Final Fantasy 16, absolute banger of a game. Excited for more stuff coming from Final Fantasy with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth that we'll be recording in February. This game is going. This was my game of the year for 2023. It wasn't nominated for Game of the Year, which kind of sucked to me, but it was one of the banger games that I played this year. And I'm going to put it above God of War Ragnarok in S tier because I just enjoyed it a whole lot more than I enjoyed God of War Ragnarok. Callisto Protocol Final Transmission. I didn't like this one. I think I honestly liked the main story better. The story to me felt useless, mixed with the fact that the gameplay still kind of sucked to me and the blocking system still sucked. That boss fight was fucking hard with the limitless resources that I had, and it really just annoyed me. And this one is probably going to end up going in D tier in front of Lord of the Rings Gollum, because it just kind of took a useless story that I only spent like $6-10 on it. I can't really remember the exact price. But, it kind of just, irked me. It really did. I just felt like I wasted my time playing that one. AEW Fight Forever is another game that's just, wow, it did not live up to the hype. Everyone was hyped about it. It came out. Me and my buddies played it like once all together, and then we all kind of got bored really quicker than we got bored with WWE 2K with it. I haven't played any of the new features. I know they added a kind of like a battle royale type thing. I'm not going to end up playing it because I really didn't like the game. I spent like $60 on this game. It was not worth it. There was some fun aspects to the game, but it just didn't fucking live up to what we were hoping for. And the story to it, when I did that kind of career or story mode or whatever type thing, was kind of lame, and I didn't really like it at all either. To me, it's going to end up going in D. It's going to go ahead of Callisto Protocol, though. But to me, it just did not live up to the hype. I did not really enjoy it that much. and I kind of deleted it very quickly. I think I only got like 6 or 7 hours into the game, and it just kind of like, yeah, not worth the $60 I paid for it. That's 3Ds. I actually did this yesterday when I created, or a couple days ago when I created the tier list, and I think I had a lot. I only had one game in D. I think it was Lord of the Rings Gollum, but now that I'm kind of talking about them a lot more, I'm kind of like, okay, I think I'm going to put this in D, this in C. B had a lot of games, but I mean, it's going to end up having a lot of games. But, you know, Telltale's Expanse, man, I had a blast playing Telltale's Expanse. Didn't live up to the other Telltale games. You know, I don't think it really did. But it was still really fun in its own right. I spent, what was the release price? I think the release price was actually $40. Telltale the Expanse, not release date. Release price. It was $40 for the standard and $45 for the deluxe edition. And there was about a little over an hour and a half, 2 hours per... It was a little over an hour and a half per episode. So for a $40 game, I spent the $45 to get the everything else. Was very fun. Then they released that bonus episode. It just kind of made it more worth your money. And I thought the bonus episode was really fun. Enjoyed the gameplay. It got back to Telltale's roots a little bit. I don't think it's not up there with The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us. I played The Wolf Among Us now, by the way. So I am excited for the second one. I hope they do good with that because the first one was really fun. But Telltale's Expanse, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story of becoming a drummer. I actually went and watched I actually went and watched The Expanse on Amazon Prime when it first announced that, or when it was first announced that Telltale was doing an Expanse game, because I was like, I'm fucking jumping in here because I love Telltale. I'm happy that someone got the company and are trying to continue with the roots of the company. And yeah, Telltale's Expanse, it's going to go in the A tier for me. It's going to go in front of Stray because I just enjoyed it a lot more than I did Stray, and the story was just really incredible to me. Not an S tier type game, but I like that they did with because in the original Telltale games, I don't think they really gave you a release date for the other episodes, but this was like, okay, we're going to drop the first episode here in 2 weeks, come back and play the second episode, in 2 weeks, come back and play the third episode, which is kind of like, okay, I kind of wish they'd release all the episodes in one, but that's whatever. It's just a free download, you know. I guess that's the only downside of Telltale games, but still, very fun. You can literally wait the 3 months and play the entire series if you don't want to wait, you know, every 2 weeks for a new episode. Obviously, I did them because I wanted to get the recordings out as soon as the episode came out. But yeah, Madden 24, did not enjoy this Madden 24 that much. I still play it from time to time. I try to get back into it. It annoys the absolute shit out of me every time I play it. I feel like things are just a lot different than Madden 23. They just don't live up to... And Madden 23 wasn't the greatest Madden. I mean, I liked Madden 19. I started playing Madden at Madden 17. So, and I've been playing from Madden 17 to Madden 24 now. As I said, I enjoy football, so I play football all the time. But to me, it was just... It's not as great as Madden 24. I think I'll put it above Autobahn Simulator or Police Simulator, but it's not going any further than that because I just don't like Madden 24 as much as I like Madden 23. And, you know, Madden 23 still isn't the best Madden for me. Fort Solis, man, this was a fun one. This was a $40 game. The story was pretty good, even though it was kind of like, felt like a walking simulator a little bit to me, which was one of the downsides to it. I had a blast playing the game because I thought the story was just amazing. The detail in the game looked really good, and the game story was just, as I said, it was amazing. Repeating myself, I'm sorry. But I'd recommend the game. It was $40. It's probably like $30 now, or it was $30. I think it was $40, and it was a good, quick, like 4 or 5 hour experience. So I mean, not too terrible, but you know, I feel like 5 hours could have been a little longer for $40. But I understand what it takes to make a game now, and you had to, you know, start from scratch. So Fort Solis, I enjoyed it. It had Troy Baker as the voice actor, which is why I played the game. But it was a good story to me nonetheless. I'm going to put it in front of LEGO Star Wars in the B tier. I don't think I'm going to jump it up to the A tier because, once again, kind of felt like a walking simulator. Took forever to get to place. but it was still a really fun story. Starfield. We did a stream on this. We did about 2 streams on this, actually. We didn't record it much when I first got the game. I was more probably just going to end up playing it without recording it, but I decided to do a couple streams here and there on it. And to me, I enjoyed Starfield. The story to it, I mean, depending on what storyline you were doing, like a couple of the storylines I enjoyed. The main storyline, I was starting to get into it, and then the ending kind of fell flat to me, which really annoyed the heck out of me. I don't think I can give it any higher than a B, but I did enjoy the game, probably more than other people. Once again, I'm not too picky on graphics. As long as you can kind of give me a good story and I can enjoy my game with the gameplay. I did slightly enjoy the gameplay, but didn't live up to Skyrim, didn't live up to the Fallouts, but it was a fun game nonetheless. I think I'm going to throw it in B tier. I think I'm going to put it in front of Dead Island 2, at least. But I enjoyed Starfield nonetheless, and it was really fun to me playing it. Spider-Man 2, this was a fucking amazing game. The Spider-Man games are just really fun to me. I enjoyed every second of it. I enjoyed the story a whole lot more. I don't give a shit who tells me it was written poorly. If you think it was written poorly, go ahead. It's subjective. I enjoyed it. I don't think all these Marvel shit has to go word for word from the comics like everybody else does. I enjoy when companies take these characters and kind of do their own things. They still kind of stick to the core values, but they take their characters in a new direction with those core values. So that's what I kind of enjoy when it comes to doing that kind of stuff with characters that were already established in other media like comic books and movies and stuff like that. But I enjoyed the heck out of Spider-Man 2. Absolutely loved it. It's going in the S tier for me. I don't think I can put it above God of War Ragnarok or Final Fantasy 16, but it was just another game that I enjoyed the absolute shit out of and would definitely go back and play hundreds and hundreds of times. I've already played Spider-Man 1 just like 3 times, Spider-Man Miles Morales a couple times as well. I think I've actually played Spider-Man 1 about 4 times. I've replayed it now. When I enjoy a game that much, I will replay it a lot, Alan Wake 2, another fucking absolutely incredible game. A lot of people don't like the repetitiveness of the same fucking kind of people you're fighting over and over again. Nothing really changes. It's kind of the same shit over and over again when you're fighting. But I just kind of looked past that. It's not really what the game was about. It was kind of a horror survival game. Not really survival. I don't know kind of where that comes from to me. But it was a very story-driven game. And the story was absolutely incredible. Left you on such an incredible cliffhanger. And people were like, oh, well, when you get left on a cliffhanger, people tend to say, oh, that's a terrible ending. Why would you end it that way? Well, it's a cliffhanger for the next game. And I guarantee you that it's either going to be a cliffhanger for the DLC or a cliffhanger for Alan Wake 3. I mean, you never really know until they release this shit. So give it some fucking time and you'll have a fucking ending. Sorry. But I enjoyed Alan Wake 2 a lot. This is what I voted for Game of the Year. Because I liked it a little bit more than Spider-Man 2. And I think I put it above God of War Ragnarok personally. I enjoyed the game a lot. The story was very good. The switching between Saga and Alan Wake was very fun as well. If you haven't played the game, I'd go and get it. Very well worth the $70 asking price in my opinion. And, if you don't enjoy those type of games, then you might think differently. But I loved Alan Wake 2. Would 100% go back and play it again. But, yeah. Lethal Company, we did a couple streams on this with my buddies. Another fun game. Another really fun indie game that we're playing. You guys have seen all the videos, I'm sure. All YouTube and live streams and stuff on Lethal Company. It's fucking fun little horror game that you get to go around with your buddies. It has the same basic shit over and over again. But just going around playing with your buddies and having a blast fighting these monsters and getting killed by these monsters and not really knowing what's going on. Absolute fun time. 100% plan on streaming it again. They just released an update like a week or 2 ago with all this new shit. So I'm excited to get back into it. My buddy broke his laptop, so we had to wait for him to get that fixed. But very fun. It's going up in the A tier. I even put it above Stray personally because I think it's just so much fun to play with buddies. Modern Warfare 3, man. Oh, I enjoy the fuck out of zombies, but we're talking about the campaign here. The campaign was like 4 to 4.5 hours long. Was not very it was okay. It was hard for me to get into at first. Towards the end, I was kind of getting into it, and then they did what they did at the end, and I'm like, why? We didn't really need to do that, but it was kind of a terrible way to do that, too. But if you play the game, you'll see what I mean. I don't think I'm going to put it in D, because I don't think the game was that, I don't think campaign was that terrible, but it's going to go at the end of C, but in front of Autobahn Police Simulator, and Modern Warfare 2 was definitely better than it. So if you don't realize what I'm doing here, the first one in this row here are the better games in the tiers, and the last ones would be the worst games in the tiers, you know. And I'm say worst, not saying that Spider-Man 2 is bad. It's just I think Final Fantasy 16, Alan Wake 2, and God of War Ragnarok are better. Dead Island 2 House. It was a fun little story. And I got to get back into Dead Island 2 with my buddy, and when I play video games with my friends, it just kind of ups the value of the game for me a lot more. Spent about $13 on this DLC. Was it totally worth it? No, not really. I don't think it was better than the main game, but I think I could still put it in B. I think I can still put it behind Forspoken in Tanto We Trust, because it was still fun to me, but you know, it was obviously same gameplay as Dead Island 2, so I'm not going to get into the gameplay. But the story alone was fun, and just getting back in there with my buddy and playing the game, getting back in there with Riley and playing the game was very fun. So, you know, there's that. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. This game I had an absolute blast with. I enjoyed all the stuff from the hunting to, you know, I've finished everything in the game. Now I've gone and I did most of the side quests, majority of the side quests, and I've taken down every single RDA base and little thing that were causing, you know, ruining the environment. So that was pretty fun. I enjoyed all those base things that I got to do. And yeah, it's the game. I had a blast playing it. I thought the gameplay was really fun. I thought the story was really good, and it really stuck to the core values of Avatar. I think I'm going to put it up in A. I'm going to put it above Lethal Company, but that's as far as it's going to go. I'm not putting it above The Expanse because I really enjoyed The Expanse. But to me, Avatar was a really fun game. Final Fantasy 16, Echoes of the Fallen. It just added another fun little story and another really fun boss fight at the end of the game. Obviously, got a little frustrated getting back into the game because it's, you know, I last played the game in June and now I was playing it in December. And, you know, you know how that goes. So I had to get back into it a little bit. Once I got back into it and fighting with the Icon abilities again, it was just really fun. I'm gonna put it in A. It's not gonna go in S because it was just a small 2-hour story with a fun boss fight at the end. I did it all in one video, so I'm not gonna put it in S tier. It was about $10, I believe, so it was still a fun little storyline to do. And I'm gonna put that in A tier. God of War Ragnarok Valhalla. I enjoyed the story of Valhalla. I just didn't really like this rogue type stuff, and I got a little frustrated at first, obviously, because I had to get back into God of War Ragnarok. I hadn't played it in over a year at that point. The last time I played it was when I finished recording it. So that would have been, you know, at the end of last year. So going into God of War Ragnarok Valhalla, a little frustrating at first. Once I got into it, it was a lot more fun. Those fights with Tyr were very fun. Really excited for that. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you didn't know, Tyr was in there and you were fighting Tyr. But you kind of go through all the bosses again. You fight a bunch of different bosses as well. All very fun. I just didn't like... It just kind of... it was so frustrating how I got to the end, beat Tyr, and sends you right back to the beginning again to do it all over again. That's what frustrated me. I didn't really like the roguelike stuff. If you like it, good for you. This is my opinion, my tier list. I'm going to put games where I want to put them. But I had fun with God of War Ragnarok Valhalla's story. I had fun at first getting into it, but as I kind of kept going and I had to keep doing the same shit over and over again, that's where it got a little more frustrating, a little more annoying, that I kind of had to keep going with it. But so I'm going to put that, I'm going to put it in front of B. I'm not going to put it in front of Fort Solis, but it's definitely going to go up there because I really enjoyed the story. And that is the 2022-2023 video game tier list for Logan PN's YouTube channel. Yeah. That's about it. We're going to be doing another one next year after I start, play all the games that are coming out this year or this next year in 2024. So that'll be a fun one to do. I'll be doing them every year that I'm continuing to do YouTube. There you go. But I enjoyed I somewhat enjoyed most of these games on this list here, and I'm really happy with this list. I think we kind of explained it perfectly and what I liked. These are the 4 games I was going to put in S. These are always the 4 games I was going to put in the S tier, and these were always the games I was going to put in the A tier. These I kind of changed up a little bit. I think I used to have Saints Row and a couple of others in B, but then I kind of realized, I'm like, as I was getting into and explaining the games and explaining what I thought, I was like, okay, we got to lower some of these, you know. But yeah, as I said, enjoyed most of these games. Excited for 2024. There's some good games coming out. Speaking of which, if you did enjoy the video, please drop a like. That'd be greatly appreciated. If you're new here, please subscribe for more video game type content. In January, we don't have much. I don't know if I'm going to be recording a video game. Most likely will be Madden Rebuilds. But in February, we got Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And even though I've heard some bad things about it, but we're still going to play it because that's what I said we're going to do. And Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. In March, we have Alone in the Dark. February, we'll also probably be doing some Skull and Bones streams. And in February or March, we'll also be doing some Outlast Trial streams as well. Madden 24 rebuilds and other NFL content. WWE and AEW professional wrestling content as well. Social medias in the description below. Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. Go follow all of those. My Twitch is deleted. Go follow all of those. Leave a comment of what you thought of this tier list, and the link to this tier list will be in the description below if you guys want to check it out for yourselves and put together your own tier list. It'll be in the description below. Other than that, drop a comment of what you thought of this tier list, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for tuning in.